to today's video, and in today's video, I'll be discussing how these two things could determine the 2024 election, who will win. Now, they're not necessarily two issues. There's one issue and then one trend, I guess. And before I start, let me just say sorry. I'm currently sitting on my sofa while I'm recording this, and I'm laying down, so my mic is in a bit of a weird spot. So sorry if the audio is kind of weird, and I might also move around a little bit to try to make it more convenient, and the audio might sound a little bit weird. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna start off by labeling obviously all the state Democratic states. This isn't really a prediction. Actually, I'm just gonna go label on what I think my prediction is at the moment. So I'm just gonna go label the Democratic states first. But I'm gonna basically be discussing how these issues could basically change everything that happens in the election. Or not everything that happens, but like obviously Wyoming's still gonna vote red regardless of what happens. But like these two issues could change a lot in the election. So I'll be discussing, um, I guess what they're how these issues are going to be deciding it. So I'm just going to go label all these states. So I'll take a second. So sorry about that. So I'm just going to be labeling all these states. I don't know what to do right now because I'm just like labeling states. Okay, I'm almost done. Um, so these states are I'm actually gonna. Oops, my bad. Now I think that Oh, by the way, I've decided to keep with the blue or the white background on the gold or not gold, whatever that is. I guess that's gold. It's kind of hard to tell. Um, anyway, so I decided to keep with that. But so looking at this, I have the Republicans winning or the excuse me, Democrats winning. But there are two things that could essentially make or break this, and I don't have another tab open or another thing. I guess I'll actually go make that real quick. I added states affected. So this is one of the first things. This is actually the issue. And there are multiple states that could all be affected by this issue, and how different candidates address it could change the election as a whole. So we're gonna go label these states. So Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. Now we already know that West Virginia is gonna vote red, so it's not really gonna change much. But these are essentially four swing states. Ohio is debatable. It's not a swing state, but it's not by any means a safe state. So it's 61 electoral votes. Neither candidate can win. So if the GOP wins these, they win. If the Democrats win them, actually they don't. They only need Michigan, and Wisconsin. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's essentially. Actually, the GOP might not need all of them. Does the GOP need all of them? Yeah, okay, they need all of them. Um, Anyways, so well, they wouldn't need Wisconsin, but if any of these states other than Ohio would go to them, it would be Wisconsin. Why do I keep on doing this? But these states are affected essentially by the potential for energy. The energy debate could determine how these states vote. Pennsylvania in particular, because these are all working class states, not all necessarily big coal states. Pennsylvania really is. That's why I said West Virginia, just because it's a big coal state. So I'll actually just go label these how I expect them to all vote. Because Pennsylvania will essentially be a big topic of discussion, and Wisconsin is a working class state, obviously, and we can talk about that for a second. I just think it will vote red. Actually, we'll get to that in the second issue. But for the states, or second thing, I guess, for Pennsylvania right now, Democrats them wait, hold up. This is weird. Actually, they don't even need Pennsylvania as long as they win Michigan, and Georgia and Arizona and all them, which we're gonna talk about later once again. But Democrats in the state of Pennsylvania, they have a bit of a problem because Pennsylvania is a big coal state, a big non-renewable energy state, a big state, a state that's big on fossil fuels. That's a large workers in those areas are large portions of their electorate. In fact, that's why Donald Trump was able to win the state. He was able to win the state and all across the Rust Belt because he wanted to bring back working class jobs and industries such as coal. That's how he won Pennsylvania. So, oh, okay. Okay, that was interesting. My bookmarks just showed up, and for whatever reason, random things were bookmarked. So yeah, I actually have a slideshow which we call thumbnail where I just make all my thumbnails. So yeah, that was a bit of a random thing. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like out of it today. I don't know what's up with me. But in the state of Pennsylvania, this is like a working class state. Like I said, this is how Trump managed to win back in 2016. And if the Republicans are able to convey the message that Democrats, whoever it may be, should it be a Democrat such as AOC, I think they would succeed. If they're able to convey the message that they want to get rid of coal jobs, they could Democrats could lose. They could lose by pretty large margins. But what Democrats need to be able to do is they need to convince those voters that that renewable energy is better for the environment and that it's a growing industry and that coal is a dying industry. If Democrats can do a good job when it comes to that, they can do very well there. They can win there by 2-3%. Especially if the next issue that I was discussing also ends up working, or next issue I'm about to discuss also works in their favor, then they can probably win the state by fairly large margins. But the next thing that I want to talk about, and we can just go label this again, is America's suburbs. Now, I don't currently have a map up. I'll go get one, a county map or a presidential map, excuse me. And like we can go look at Pennsylvania. We can look at a lot of these states. In a lot of these suburbs, Chester County, Delaware County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, Lehigh County. A lot of these Philadelphia suburbs. Pittsburgh's different. It's just all Allegheny County. I'm just looking at Pennsylvania, but we can look at other states. Democrats in these suburbs, the suburbs are shifting to the left. If we go look at the shift from 2016, a lot of this shifted to the left. Actually, Philadelphia itself shifted a little bit to the right, but these suburbs themselves actually shifted to the left. If we go back over here and we go take a look at Ohio, I don't necessarily know about Cleveland suburbs. It might just all be in Cuyahoga County, which actually did shift to the right. But I'm just trying to think. Oh, actually, Georgia's a great example. Georgia, its suburbs, Atlanta suburbs, shifted loads, even still conservative suburbs. Like, for example, Fayette County. It was still a conservative county. Or is it 12 points to the left? That's a lot. So these counties are shifting to the left. A lot of these suburban areas. We go to Arizona. I don't have a precinct map up at the moment right now. Maricopa County, the county that holds Phoenix and its suburbs. We'll go back to 2020 or 2016. 5 points to the left. Maricopa County. A lot of these areas are shifting to the left. So you can go look at up in Michigan. A lot of these, not size of the lead. A lot of these Detroit suburbs, Wayne County actually did shift to left, which is surprising. Oakland County, Washtenaw County, Livingston County. Okay, Monroe County shifted to the right. I can never pronounce it. Lenawi County shifted to the left. So a lot of these, we can even go over to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A lot of these counties all over the nation are shifting to the left. We can actually go look at exit polls. I don't have any exit polls up right now, but if you go look at the exit polls and you go look at area type, the suburbs have been shifting to the left. And a lot of these states, they're still red. They're still red in Wisconsin. They're still red, I believe, in Michigan. Still red in Pennsylvania. Still very, very red in Ohio. They're going to continue to shift, and they're going to swing these states to the left. That's why Ohio could be decided by 3 to 4%. If the Democrats run a strong populist and the suburban swings harder over the next 4 years than it has in previous years, it's going to gradually happen. But if it swings more over the next 4 years, Democrats could actually win in Ohio, which, had I said that 6 months ago, would not have been crazy. Now sounds like a crazy idea. Democrats winning in Ohio seems kind of insane, but it could genuinely happen. It could be something that we really see if the suburban swing ends up happening, because I believe that, or if it happens at a faster rate, because it's obviously going to happen. It's still, or is currently happening. Arizona suburbs, I believe, are still red. Georgia suburbs, I think, are probably blue. I don't think I've looked at their suburbs, but these suburbs are going to continue to shift to the left, and they're going to continue to swing these states, and especially in the Rust Belt, as these areas, I'm just going to go highlight all the Rust Belt, mainly these 4 states, so I'm just going to relabel all these. But these areas or these states are gonna be obviously affected, like I said, but they're going to these states could easily determine elections because if we just go give Ohio to the GOP, the Rust Belt is what determined 2016. It's what determined 2020. Obviously, Arizona, and Georgia flipped. Let's just go label the 2020 results. I'm gonna take a second, so sorry about that. But obviously, Georgia and Arizona ended up flipping, but they didn't need to flip for Democrats to be able to win. It was an unnecessary flip. We can actually go over here, and let's say Trump won Arizona and Georgia. He still loses. He would have needed, however, had he won Wisconsin, he wins. Now, this is actually not the right numbers because this is 2024, but it's still the same thing. Had he won Michigan, he wins. Had he won Pennsylvania, he would have won. So these states ultimately have determined past elections. Now, there are scenarios in which I could go label it where Democrats end up winning without the Rust Belt if they were to win. That is not an insane possibility that they carry North Carolina, or that we see something like this. But at the end of the day, the Rust Belt, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina decide elections. I'm going to focus a lot on the Rust Belt. They're all shifting to the left. I think that none of them are going to flip. So let's just focus on the Rust Belt, assuming that this is what we end up seeing happen. We go to states affected. Neither candidate wins without the Rust Belt. It's crucial, and it will really 2024 could be determined by what happens in the suburbs, and if Democrats can get a message across that coal is a dying industry, if Republicans can get the message across that Democrats are trying to take away coal jobs, that's ultimately what could decide the 2024 election. Now, there are lots of other variables, there are lots of other potential scenarios, but this is essentially right now not necessarily what we're gonna see, but what we could very easily see, and it could at that point I would have to. It could be very close because the suburbs are shifting. Democrats have been able to do well in these states, even with things like climate reform, like Barack Obama. I don't know if he. I don't even know when the Paris Climate Accord started. I'm actually gonna go look that up. Paris Climate Agreement started back in 2015. So it was after Obama's re-election. But I was like wondering if he won with the Paris Climate Accord. Agreement. I don't know why I keep on saying accord. Actually, it might be the accord. I don't know. It's just stuff. Sorry. Like I said, I'm kind of out of it today. But if the Democrats can get the message across, a populist message, very similar to Trump's message in 2016, that they're trying to rebuild these states and get them jobs back, they could do very well. But if the GOP can get the message across like they did back in 2016, that Democrats are trying to take away coal jobs, and still do well enough in the suburbs, we could very well see a Republican victory. And that's what it could ultimately come down to. It could ultimately come down to those states. It could come down to the suburbs and energy debates. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, you don't have to like. Actually, if you disliked it, and you think I'm a moron who is wrong, then you can dislike the video. If you think I'm a genius in that I am the smartest person ever, you're wrong, but you can like the video or dislike it. I don't care. Whatever you do. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and please stay for my next video whenever that may be. Bye!